love that smell.
Roses?
No. Money. I could handle this, eh?
Me too. Hi, I'm Senior Constable Doyle and this is Detective Hashem.
How you going?
Right, come through. Dad's out there back with the ute.
Great. You lost a bit of wool, Mr. Hughes.
Bloody lot of wool, Mr. Hashem.
Oh.
Is this where you keep the wool bales?
No, this is a shearing shed, Mr. Hashem. The merinos are kept in that main shed, except this morning they were wandering around over there.
Oh, we thought that you'd had some wool stolen.
Well, I have. Right off their backs. $23,000 worth.
What did you say it was for again?
Women's League.
Yes, I know that, but what's it for?
Young Jamie Devlin.
Oh, the piano player.
Mount Thomas's own very talented pianist, Senior Sergeant Croy. And if Paris is where he needs to study...
Where is
then
everyone?
Paris it is.
Everyone? Well, Maggie and PJ are chasing sheep around the bush.
What happened to that detective from organised crime? Where's he?
Oh, he's somewhere in Queensland chasing a lead, I think.
Right.
We'll make a Women's League girl out of her yet.
I'm just glad to see her out and about.
Keeps her mind off things.
She's only doing it for the exercise.
Well, if you really need some exercise, you always come in here, light duties.
Paperwork.
Well, yes.
I might as well stay on the sick leave as be stuck behind a desk all day.
Well, I don't know.
I helped send James Devlin to Paris.
Only if he takes his father with him.
Yeah, this way, Mr. Hughes.
I spent hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars setting this thing up, then they just walk in and help themselves.
Right, so, where were you last night?
I stayed over at St. David's. I was having dinner with friends. Catherine wasn't home either.
Okay, and what time did you get back today?
About 8 o'clock.
Did you see or hear anything?
No, everything seemed normal. The dogs were quiet. I had no reason to suspect anybody had been there.
Which means that they probably came while Mr. Hughes and Kate were out of the house.
It makes sense. Easy to get in and out while the place is deserted.
Well, that's probably why they only managed to shear 30. They didn't have time for any others, especially using the narrow combs.
Well, how can you tell the difference?
Techniques. The wide combs aren't as clean. They leave tufts. The narrow gear makes different marks on the sheep, but it's slower.
Right. Any ideas who might be involved?
There's one great exponent of the narrow comb in these parts.
Mick Devlin? Dust storms, weevils, mice plagues. Dad blames everything on Mick.
And why does he suspect Mr. Devlin?
Oh, Dad doesn't like shearers. One of his many prejudices.
Wool duffing's one thing, but shearing the sheep on sight, blimey.
How much did you say that wool was worth?
Oh, $23,000.
Gotta be joking.
How much is that per sock, do you think?
Oh, well, these are the Rolls-Royce of sheep, mate. You see, their wool goes to the fashion hazard of Europe, nowhere near your smelly feet, I might add.
Pardon, who's Freddie calling smelly?
Yeah, and there is no braving the elements for those sheep. They live their lives in the lap of luxury, thank you very much.
Jacuzzis, personal trainers.
Yes, and a nice cosy shed scoffing vitamins.
That sounds like big money.
Well, Hughes has got plenty of that.
So what about this Mick Devlin?
He's a bit crusty for his age, but he's been shearing since he was a little kid. Last person in the world you'd expect to be the father of a budding concert pianist.
You're Jamie's old man, is he?
And he's got a record. Look at this. He served 12 months of a 2-year sentence and 75 for theft. Maybe he's back to his old tricks.
Lionel Hughes, yeah. Can't stand to breathe the same air as he.
Yeah, well, Mr. Hughes' daughter, Mick, says the feeling's mutual.
Yeah.
Where were you last night, Mr. Devlin?
Home?
Oh, can anyone verify that, Jamie?
No, he was out. Look, why me? I mean, apart from the fact that Lionel hates my guts.
Well, you see, the sheep were shorn with a narrow comb.
That makes me guilty, does it? I don't think so.
Hey, Mick, now, back in 1975, there was a bit of a theft, wasn't there? Shearers' pay packets?
I wouldn't listen to Lionel if I were you. He couldn't lie straight in bed.
Well, that information didn't come from Mr. Hughes.
Look, you want names? All right, start with all the people who've worked on the Hughes property over the years. None of them liked him. And you can write me off. Only one thing I ever wanted that belonged to that bastard wasn't his bloody money or his wool.
Dad, what's going on?
Nothing for you to worry about, mate.
Your dad's just helping us with some police matters, Jamie. We're looking forward to the concert tomorrow night.
Yeah, it should be great. Hey, listen, I'm going to be in town a while. I've got a few things to do, so I'm just going to give the piano at the pub a bit of a test run, okay?
No worries, mate.
Yep.
So, Mick, would you mind if we search your premises?
Hey?
Well, for the wool. Otherwise, we can get a warrant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was really a formality. I mean, he's not going to store $23,000 worth of stolen wool in his spare bedroom, is he?
So Mick's still the hot tip there?
Yep. Means he may have no alibi.
Yeah, we've got the distinct impression there's been a bit of a feud going on over the years.
What about?
Oh, Mick wouldn't elaborate.
There is also the fact that Mick has to send Jamie to Paris and can't afford it and have to rely on charity.
Yeah, but there's no shame in that, is there?
Well, Mick might think there is. I mean, he does have his pride. You better check with the stock and station agent, see if he's already tried to unload the wool.
Hey, we'll have to move like grease lightning to assault it already.
If he managed to shear Hughes's sheep overnight, obviously he doesn't muck around.
Mick Devlin?
Yeah.
He's retired. And he's never run his own sheep anyway.
Oh, so he didn't approach you then, Mr. Rogers?
Sorry. What sort of wool are we talking about?
Merino.
Super fine.
Lionel Hughes's. And you think Mick had something to do with that?
Well, what do you reckon, Rowan?
Ah, no secret how those two feel about each other.
Oh, right. Well, do you know why?
No. But Mick's got my sympathy vote. And most other people's, I'd say.
Eh? Why's that?
Mr. Hughes has invested a lot of money in this new venture of his. I think he may have overextended himself.
Has he said anything to indicate this?
Lionel's a proud man. He could be eating bread and dripping for tea every day and have us all thinking he was scoffing caviar.
So, what makes you think he's experiencing financial difficulties?
I said he may have overextended himself. There is a difference.
Mick Devlin says that some of Mr. Hughes' employees have a bone to pick with him.
Well, you'd have to talk to them. Phil Mason's the go.
Phil Mason?
Used to be Lionel's manager. And from what I hear, he's not too happy about the used to be. Not too happy at all.
Worked for Lionel for 6 years. Left last month.
Right. Is that your decision?
No. He let me go. Said he was restructuring the way he ran the farm.
Oh, how'd you feel about that?
Disappointed. Had a house and good wages. But he gave me a reference and everything, so I can't complain.
So you don't hold a grudge against Mr. Hughes?
No.
Oh, it's just that we're investigating a theft, Mr. Hughes's wool. You haven't heard anything about it, have you?
No.
Phil, where were you last night?
On the road. Halfway between here and the New South Wales border. Look, I'll admit I mouthed off a lot when Lionel gave me the boot. Natural reaction. But hey, that's how it goes.
Thanks for your time.
Bergen theft of the Jorgensen place, collision reports, and the overdue brief. That should keep you busy for the rest of your shift.
Thanks, boss.
Yeah, mate, here's the case of the flatter and the musical boxer shorts.
Nick, PJ wants me to go out and interview the Hughes' neighbours, so...
Adam, it's all in there for you. Dash was very thorough. She loved a good show. She loved the flashes.
Yeah.
I thought she was looking pretty fit myself. That treatment's worked wonders.
Yeah, well, it leaves her feeling pretty crook afterwards.
Yeah, I know that, but only for a day or so. She'd be much better off coming in and working when she can.
But it's not just the physical side.
That's just what I said, Cooper. She would be much better off working. How did you go with Phil Mason?
Well, he was very anxious to let us know that he bears no ill will towards Lionel Hughes whatsoever.
Does he?
Of course he does.
Well, the trouble is, so do a lot of people, but enough to steal Lionel's wool, or did Lionel do it himself? Well, Rowan Rogers hinted that Lionel might be having some financial trouble. Maybe it was an insurance fraud.
Lionel Hughes. Find that hard to believe.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to see if he's made a claim. Adzo, you do that, mate?
Yeah, right, OK.
Good on you. Personally, my money's on Mick Devlin.
Did you find out any more about this so-called feud?
People either don't remember or they won't say.
Well, it's a pity it was before Dash's time, because she was good with local scandal.
Oh, I don't know. Runs in the family, you know.
Yeah, Mrs. Mack.
It's all water under the bridge now, of course. But those two used to be best of mates.
Well, a shearer and a squatter's son, wasn't that a no-no in those days?
Lionel's dad wasn't too keen on it. But Lionel's always had this rebellious streak. I reckon that's why he took up with Mick. Oh, and Marcy Albright, of course.
Who's Marcy Albright?
She became Mrs. Lionel Hughes. Yeah, I always thought she was the quiet type. Both those blokes were mad about it.
All right, so that's what the feud's all about, Marcy Albright.
Yeah, well, Lionel won her in the end. Oh. He married her when Mick was doing time over all that business with the shearers' wages. Of course, then Mick married Betty Clark, and she ran off, and he's had to bring up Jamie single-handed.
What, you think Marcy would have married Mick?
Was never on the cards, if you ask me. And Mick will go to his grave believing otherwise. Silly bugger. What's he been up to, anyway?
We're just making some general inquiries, Mrs. Mack.
Oh, here to help with the Jamie Devlin fundraiser effort. Or is this official? Oh, your mum's just helping us with some background. Who's? Right, OK, I'm off duty, I know.
No, it looks like you're very much on duty.
Oh, it serves me right for letting you talk me into coming back home. I should have known she'd broke me into something.
Oh, it's for a good cause. To think that our little town might produce a famous pianist who plays concerts all over the world.
It'd be nice to travel like that, wouldn't it?
You will.
Mount on the station to 208 Portable.
208 Portable. Yes, boss.
You better get over to the Hughes property.
That's us. Thanks very much, Mrs. Mack. So,
Oh, it's a good scone.
what's happened?
Someone's broken in. We've been robbed.
What's missing?
All the cutlery from here and all the silver. I'm not sure.
Just take your time. Take time.
It's just, they were my mother's things. They're all gone.
Kate, is this room used often?
Hardly ever now. I've been home all morning.
Oh, it could have gone before that, possibly even last night when you were out of the house.
You mean the same people who stole the fleece could have taken this too?
That's right.
There's no sign of a break-in.
There has to be.
Well,
Why are you all in here?
Oh, Mr. Hughes. Dad, we've been robbed. And they took the photo of Mum. They only wanted the dead frame.
I thought you must have been here about the other matter.
Mr. Hughes, do you reckon that Mick Devlin could have done this?
Well, Mick's wild. Capable of pulling a mad stuntman. No, I doubt he'd go this far.
Well, it's just in view of your recent suspicions, he may have to be investigated to clear him.
And if it's all right, we'll need a list of the stolen items.
No, they can't be replaced.
They're just things, Catherine. Things you normally wouldn't give a second thought to. Why have you got so sentimental all of a sudden?
No, Mum's. She treasured them. You know that she loved them.
The fleece is more important. Now, that's our future. Now, just get your priorities straight, young lady.
God, she should have married Mick. Would have been better off.
He didn't seem very upset.
Ah, yes, Maggie, but wearing your heart on your sleeve is considered bad form by members of the upper echelon of society.
How would you know?
Well, so I believe. Look, if Lionel doesn't care about his wife's stuff, we know who does.
Did it strike you as being a little odd that Lionel seemed reluctant to point the finger at a particular person this time?
Just didn't want the sort of details aired for public viewing, that's all.
You didn't find the wool or any silver, so what am I doing back here?
Mick, we need a complete rundown of your movements over the past 24 hours.
I've already told you.
All right, what about after we searched your place?
Took the dog for a walk.
Good. Where?
Down by the river.
Anyone see you?
Yeah, a couple of cyclists. Don't ask me who they were, though.
Can anyone vouch for you?
Yeah? The dog. It's just a shame he can't talk.
Mick, you're getting a reputation of being the invisible man. You haven't got an alibi for last night or today.
Look, I shouldn't have to. Now, can I go?
Mate, I understand that, you know, Marcy's been dead for a while. And Kate misses her. I bet you do too.
You can't miss what you never had.
His fingerprints didn't show up.
There was prints all over the glass case. I mean, surely one of them was clear.
But I didn't say they weren't clear. I said they're not Mick's. They must all be Lionel and Kate's.
Well, I must have worn gloves.
Yeah, he must have. Although somehow gloves are something I associate with the Lionel Hugheses of the world, not the Mick Devlins.
Mags, we're talking about a Bergen theft, not a dead bull. Look, if Mick wanted to acquire a few of Marcy's mementos, he's going to have the sense to wear gloves.
Yeah, the photo of Marcy I can understand, but thousands of dollars worth of silver, why?
Yeah, all right, well, maybe he went in looking for the photo and then just decided to knock off the other stuff. The bloke is broke. And I suspect that revenge is mixed up with this.
You know I love the way your mind works.
PJ, Mr. Hughes is here.
It's about the stuff that's walked, mate. You handle that.
Yeah, no, the boss is speaking to him, but I thought you might like to know that he's insisting we drop the case against Mick Devlin.
It's a CI matter, Mr. Hughes. I just can't step in and take over.
Then I repeat, Senior Sergeant Croydon, you will be making a grave mistake.
Mr. Hughes, now what seems to be the problem?
He thinks we're taking the wrong tack on this investigation.
Mick Devlin may be many things, but he is not a silver.
Putting in a good word for me, Lionel. What are you, sick?
I don't want to be seen as a vindictive bastard who persecutes his enemies. Now, I urge you, be fair-minded.
Well, yes, well, we will.
Can I have a word, Maggie?
Either that or you got one hell of a guilty conscience for putting me in for something I didn't do. But then you're good at that, aren't you? Hey, Dobbin?
No, sorry, Mr. Hughes. Just sit down here, will you, mate? Just bump into. Just sit down here. Read the paper. There you go, read that.
Can't.
You don't like the politics, you can't read, what do you
Not
mean?
without my specs.
So, Lionel's prepared to let Mick take the rap for the wool, but swears blind he had nothing to do with robbing the house. The logic's just beyond me.
Or maybe Lionel was feeling guilty about stealing the love of Mick's life.
Well, did Adam talk to Lionel's neighbours?
Nick did. Nobody saw or heard anything last night or today.
What about the insurance company?
Oh, he doesn't have any sheep's back to store. Insurance... It's interesting that a bloke like Lionel doesn't have any cover. I mean, he has no insurance cover at all.
So fraud's out.
Well, maybe it wasn't by choice. Oh, Maggie?
Where are you off to?
Just an idea.
Does this idea take you anywhere near the Imperial? It's way past lunchtime.
Oh, no worries.
I really can't tell you anything more.
Mr. Rogers, we're not asking you to sign a statement. We're just interested in why you think Mr. Hughes is having financial problems.
Rowan, whatever you tell us, we'll be in confidence.
Look, for a while now, Lionel Hughes has been slow to pay. And not just me. People in the district respect him, so they give him more leeway.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. But I think it's a bit of a cheek when he puts on all these airs and graces, member of this club and that club. Sends his daughter off to a fancy boarding school, but we all have to wait for our money.
And that gets up people's noses?
Get up yours, wouldn't it?
Thank you. It's a bit out of market for the old Imperial, though.
He's practicing. I'm trying to introduce a bit of culture.
Oh, it's just so romantic.
Well, I'm sure in the right circumstances it could work for me.
Well, it's certainly working for Jamie.
You don't say. How long's that been going
Well,
on?
I don't know. I didn't like to butt in and ask.
Just give it priority, Ed.
Oh, yeah, I wonder.
Do you really think Lionel would stoop to stealing his own wife's stuff?
As Rowan Rogers said, he's a very proud man. Anything's better than owning up to going to bust.
Like letting the insurance lapse and parting with the family silver.
What about the wool?
Serious?
I still think that's Mick, but there are a couple other possibilities.
That was Chris. Lionel Hughes is in some sort of brawl down the pub.
Oh, they're a pair of silly buggers. Go and sort them out, will you? Adam, go with you. Yep.
Oh, come on! Stop it! You're like you're wrecking the place!
Well, I break it up. Settle down, all right? Young hooligan. Like father, like son.
Oh, for God's sake, Lionel, he would have decked you if Jamie hadn't have stepped in and stopped it.
You're going to look after your hands there.
It wasn't his fault.
You right?
Dad, please.
These rich bitches, they're all the same. Think just because they've got money they can lead a bloke on.
And that's what Kate Hughes did to you.
Daddy gives me the flick from me job, and, hey, suddenly I'm no good anymore.
So you thought you'd fix her up by punching out her old man?
He started it. Old bastard just couldn't hack hearing the truth about his daughter.
It's a damn lie. Sour grapes. I put Mason off, so he's trying to get back at me.
Is that why you started swinging punches?
Catherine and the Devlin boys out of the question. I gave her everything.
They do have a lot in common. The music. Why is that so difficult to accept?
She's more loyal than that. She should be more loyal than that. I've given her everything.
Do you know about Kate and Phil Mason?
She told me. It was nothing serious, though. She broke it off as soon as she met me.
Right, so what happened at the pub?
Phil came in and saw us together. He had a few drinks, I suppose, so I just sent him off. Next thing I know, I saw Mr. Hughes taking a swipe at Phil. He must have told him about me and Kate. Kate tried to break it up, and that's when I jumped in. Phil was calling her a slut.
All right, mate, you're right. So, your relationship with Kay was news to Lionel?
We kept it a secret all this time. We had to. I mean, with her dad and my dad and everything.
It would have been very hard for you both, I'm sure.
Still, we're out in the open now, so it's got to get easier.
Absolutely.
Is everything all right? Yeah, everything's fine.
They're not going to charge me.
But Jamie, you might want to stick with the piano, eh?
Don't worry, I will.
Good luck to you both, eh?
Thank you.
Okay.
I hope you don't expect me to congratulate you.
No.
Dad, I know you better than that.
Mr. Hughes, we didn't plan for this to happen, all right? It just did. And now that it has, well, we can...
If this is your choice, so be it.
Dad, it's not about making choices.
It is for me. You put them up to this, Devlin. Come to enjoy your moment.
I come from me boy.
Hello, Mr. Devlin.
Thank you, Mr. Devlin. Yes, Jamie, you are free to go.
What's going on here?
Look, Dad, I'm sorry, all right? I wanted to
As
take...
a matter of fact, you are all free to leave now.
You mean to tell me you and the Hughes girl...
Her name's Kate.
Kate
You
Hughes?
guys are as bad as each other. Come on.
You knew about this, didn't you?
Of course not.
You did. You encouraged it just to get at me.
If you think I'd sacrifice my daughter to get at you...
Your daughter?
All right,
What about my
that's
son?
Enough, that's enough. I can see you've got a lot to say to each other, but why don't you just take a little time to calm down first?
I got nothing to say to him I didn't say 20 years ago.
My apologies, Sergeant Croydon. I wouldn't have wanted this to happen for the world.
No, I know that, Lionel.
Mr. Hughes, we're going to have to detain you a bit longer. Now, apparently your missing silver's turned up at Ainsley's antique shop.
So why did you let us think it had been stolen?
I couldn't tell you I'd sold it, not in front of Catherine. She was so upset, all her mother's special things.
So why did you sell it?
Catherine wants to go to Paris to study music. At least I thought that's why she wanted to go.
I understand she's a very talented cellist.
Yes. Well, wherever I send her, it's going to cost, and I had to get the money somehow.
And the wool?
I had nothing to do with that. That wool is my future, Catherine's future. 4 generations on that land, and what will I hand on to her? A lot of memories in a bank overdraft.
Does Catherine have any idea of the extent of your financial difficulties?
It would just frighten her. She's always had anything she wanted, anything money could buy. I just couldn't bring myself to shatter her world.
Well, maybe she felt the same way. Maybe that's why she couldn't bring herself to tell you about Jamie.
Chrissy, you have shortchanged me. I gave you 50.
Was it 20, Mick? There you go, Tom.
You colourblind or something. Can't tell the difference from red to yellow.
One light beer and he's off his scot.
You shortchanged me, I tell you.
I do not make mistakes with money. It's too damn important to me.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, I only had one note in the wallet,
Senior
and it
Sergeant.
said 5-0.
Jamie? Romance in fine fiddle
There's no more
tonight.
booze for you.
Shut up, you old bugger.
Yeah, you bloody wuss. Hey, getting involved with the Hughes girl? Hey, it's your bloody
Yeah,
funeral.
well, I'll take my chances, okay? Hey, Chris, can I get a bag of nuts?
Don't hold it against him, I suppose. He's obviously blown away by her, and I know how that...
Oh, Mick, you one-pot screamer.
Allow me.
I want nothing from you.
Please, Mick, this can't go on forever.
You're not buying me off. Yeah.
Oh, okay, you lot. Cuppa.
More fundraising.
Yeah, you betcha you can get one ticket for 2 bucks and get 6 tickets for 10. There's prizes in a minute.
Bush
There's
rangers
prizes
in
in
your
a
family,
minute.
Dash, have you?
No, nothing more. I think they're all retired millionaires.
I just happen to have a little fiver there.
Well, I'm planning to go the same way as them.
Oh,
You
not
go
in the
this.
police force. You won't?
Well, actually, I'm thinking about quitting. I want to concentrate on some other things.
Dash, you're going to get better.
Ah! Adam, can I interest you in a few tickets? Wonderful prize.
All right, everybody, it's that time. Have your tickets ready. We're going to do this in reverse order, so that's third prize first. If you can't follow what's going on, you've had too much to drink. All right, now, third prize. 12 bottles of sparkling wine, generously donated by our own Chris Ryan. Goes to ticket... Blue 19.
Don't drink it all at once.
Second prize. Hold it up. This glorious greasy wool jumper,
Is it alive?
lovingly spun and designed by the Mount Thomas Spinners Group, of which I'm the secretary, goes to...
It's pink. It's number 82.
It's your... It is.
Lovely.
The first time I win anything, and it's got to be that bloody jumper.
Now, that reminds me, you owe me $2 for the ticket.
You can go whistle for a door. If it hadn't been for you and him, I wouldn't end up with that bloody thing.
Oh, don't be such a sore winner. It'll keep you nice and warm when you're out fishing.
Yeah, the fish after death, mate. Hello, man, Thomas.
Did you get a chance to talk to Dash last night?
Only in passing. I tried to persuade her to come back to work.
All right, so she didn't mention to you that she's thinking of leaving then?
Yep.
No, she did not.
Thanks. Boss, there was a report of a disturbance at the CWA hall overnight. St David sent a car, but there didn't seem to be anything amiss.
Well, you better check it out anyway. Doyle, go with him, will you?
Yeah. Don't forget to tell him that Nick just loves the jumper.
Break in? Oh, St David's weren't sure. Adam, you want to take a run back?
Yep, sure.
Who'd want to break into the CWA hall?
Maybe they wanted to brush up on their macrame.
I've got no idea how this got here.
Back secure. Let me guess. Mr. Hughes's wool.
Well, I don't know, Beth.
Oh, it's merino superfine, all right. Fine and softest wool there is.
And you sure you have no idea how it got here?
No, I haven't got a clue.
Take Mrs. Mack into the interview room.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, PJ, the interview room? Yeah,
Can somebody
that's
get
right.
me a cup, please?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you going to interview my
Peter,
mum
can you get the
formally?
boss a cup of tea?
Oh, yeah, anything else while I'm there?
Can I ask why? Dash, that wool was stolen and we spent a lot of time looking for it and then it mysteriously turns up at the hall. Now, there's no sign of a break-in and the only person that has a key is your mum. I just think it's essential we have an interview with her. Dash, you're on sick leave. I'm sorry.
Dash, tea or coffee?
What?
Do you want a drink?
No, thank you. You don't seriously think my mum has anything to do with the theft of this wool, do you?
Well, you've got to check it from every angle, you know that, Dash.
Adam, I'll take it.
Be there in a couple of minutes. Yeah, 204.
Does anyone else have a key to the hall?
Well, no, only Mum.
And she used it this morning, so we know it hasn't been stolen.
Yeah, but someone could have returned it before she even knew it was gone.
Why would they want to do that?
I don't know. To dump the wool on her, make it look like she did it.
Why? Look, does she have any enemies that might want to do this sort of thing?
No. Not that I know of.
Look, PJ is not going to charge her for something she didn't do. You're just going to have to trust him on this one.
Mr. Hughes. Yeah, Constable Cooper from the Thomas Police Station here. We've got some good news for you about your
All
wool.
sorted out?
Well, we got what we need for the moment. Thanks, Mrs. Mack. We'll be in contact.
Yes, of course.
Excuse me.
Oh, and you know the usual procedure. Don't leave town without letting us know first, etc., etc.
No, I won't.
What do you mean, don't leave town? Have you charged my mum? No, of course not.
Come on, Dash, this is
she under
embarrassing enough.
suspicion? We're just trying to eliminate her from our inquiries. Eliminate her, so you think she did it?
Oh, come on, Dash, let's go.
No, Mum, you go, and I'll catch up in a bit. I'll see you later.
Okay, thanks.
So what happened? No, I told
What
you
did she
she's
say?
helping us with our inquiries. Maggie, don't give me that.
Come on, Maggie, you don't seriously believe that she's
Well,
involved
no,
in
I
this?
personally don't think she has anything to do with it, but the circumstantial evidence doesn't look good. I want to hear the tape. I know you do, and I understand, but you're on sick leave. Fine. I'm going to try and get Dash back to work.
You're too close, McKinley.
Good. Then I'll clear this up quicker than anyone.
I'm not exactly sure that follows.
You know what I mean. Besides, an extra pair of hands will speed up the job.
Well, since you put it that way, how do you feel?
I'm fine.
Last I heard, you were considering resigning.
It was just a passing thought. Boss, I've had one lot of chemo. I'm fine until the next time. I'm okay now.
Still fits.
Hasn't been that long. Hey, Dash, here's the information about the disturbance at the CWA hall last night. You might as well start with that. Oh, no, actually, I'm going to start off trying to find out who stole Mum's key and when and where, because she always keeps it in her handbag.
Yeah, but she said that she holds onto a bag all the time, Dad.
Yeah, not last night she didn't. She left it in Chris's office while the raffle was on. No, she didn't tell us that, did she?
Oh, I wonder why.
Probably because you two had her so rattled.
Well, you're going to be a busy girl, Dash, because everyone in the pub last night's a suspect.
Actually, we're going to be busy because the boss said that I could have you and Adam if I needed some help. So shall we go? Put it there, partner.
Here we go. The witness claims he saw a gold ute near the hall.
So?
So who do we know drives a gold ute?
Hey! Hey, what are you doing?
Mick, morning to you.
Who's that?
What do you think, Astro Boy, Senior Detective Hashem?
Oh, sorry. Didn't recognise you. Last person I expected to see.
What sort of wool do you reckon that is, Mick?
I know it's my bloody ute, but it doesn't mean I put bloody Lionel Hughes' wool in the back.
All right, so who did?
I don't know. Some mongrel.
When was the last time you were in that hall?
Oh, geez, I don't know.
So, you're saying you weren't there last night?
No, I was at the rubbery. You saw me.
Mick, when was the last time you had contact with Mrs. McKinley?
Yesterday. Thank her for organising everything for my boy. She's a great lady.
She is. And what sort of relationship do you have with her?
Relationship?
Well, you see, the reason I asked, Mick, is that we've recovered the missing wool this morning, you see, and Beth can't explain how anyone could get in there because she's the only one who has a key to the place.
That makes her a suspect, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't, not directly, but you could have nicked it intending to flog it, then you got cold feet. And then Beth helped you stow it because she didn't want to jeopardise Jamie's future.
Yeah, and she might fly.
All right. Who else might have driven your ute last night?
No one.
Are you sure about that, are you?
Yes.
Mick.
All right, it was me.
What was you?
I stole the wool. You got me.
He's protecting someone.
Yeah, but who? I mean,
Do you want
can't
lunch,
be
guys?
Beth McKinley.
What, so he drove it and she let him in?
Can't see it myself.
No, I mean, why would she? There are the notes from the interview.
Thank you for what it's worth.
Coca-Cola or...
No, just water. Get it. Yeah, I'll take that.
What, boss?
I'd like you to read your statement and sign it.
Don't want to read it.
You have to read it. You can't sign it unless you read it. There may be changes.
Don't want to change it. Pen? Isn't there a dotted line or something?
Yes, it's right there.
I forgot my glasses.
You don't wear glasses.
I do. Well, I should.
Mick, what's going on?
I'm trying to confess, you dopey bugger.
Don't you dopey bugger me. You didn't steal that wool, did you?
I did. I told you.
You never drove your ute across Lionel Hughes's paddocks in the pitch dark. You'd have enough trouble trying to do it in broad daylight. How long's your eyesight been this bad?
There's nothing wrong with my eyes.
You couldn't tell a 50 from a 20 last night.
I'd had a few.
You'd had one light, Chris said.
There. Signed your statement, charge me.
What you've just signed is today's lunch order. You're as blind as a bat, Mick. Who drove the ute? Who are you protecting?
Got nothing more to say.
It's okay, Mick. I think we can work it out for ourselves. Jamie, why would your dad lie? Now, who does he care enough about to take the rap for a serious offence?
Look, I didn't steal the wool, OK? I don't even know how to shear a sheep.
Mate, are you sure about that?
Of course I am.
What about this overseas study trip, Jamie? That'd be pretty expensive, eh?
Yeah, sure it is, but the Women's League are funding me for most of it. Some are saved and the rest Dad's given me.
I thought he was retired.
He got some seasonal work.
Well, he wouldn't be getting a heap of that with his eyesight the way it is.
He managed. All right, he scrimped and saved, got me what I need.
And what did you do in return? Did you offer to help him burn Lionel Hughes?
You think I'd risk hurting Kate by ruining her family?
Jamie, did you drive your father's ute to the hall last night?
No.
That's charming, isn't it? I mean, you send us off on the wild goose chase with her to the pub. You work out who does it, but you don't even got the common courtesy to give us a call on the radio.
Well, Jamie hasn't admitted to anything.
And Mick said he was working alone, which we now know can't be true.
Jamie could have pinched Mum's keys during the raffle.
Yeah, but I mean, how would he have slipped them back to her by this morning?
Well, I'll ask her. This does mean that Mum's off the hook, doesn't it?
Well, I guess if we can establish that Jamie did take those keys and got them back into a bag without her noticing, but it could be tough.
But if we can establish a motive for Jamie, then the rest might fall into place.
Well, one thing we do know is it's not for the money, because the Women's League's coming up with that. And as Jamie said, why would he do anything to hurt Kate's family?
There's a thought.
What?
Well, Kate wants to go overseas with Jamie, and Lionel wasn't cuffing up.
So Kate helps herself with the wool.
Yeah, but why give the wool back?
Mum's not home, and why gump the wool in the hall?
Why would I steal my father's wool and leave it at the Women's League? That's crazy.
No crazier than letting my mum take the rap.
Okay, Kate. Now, if you didn't take the wool, who did?
I don't know. How could I? Is this for real? Look, Whoever took it, they gave it back. That's why they left it at the women's league. Surely they knew someone honest would see Dad got it back.
Right, so you reckon that the thief got attack of the gills?
That's possible, isn't it?
Someone who wanted to make him happy. Now, who would that be?
I have no idea.
Not you, of course. Because you were pretty angry with him, weren't you? I mean, the way he treated you and Jamie when he found out about your relationship.
Yes.
But he has had a change of heart, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's trying.
All right. So, if you took the wool to finance your overseas trip...
I didn't
But if you did, I bet you wished you could make it pop right back.
No, I didn't take the wool.
So, you left it somewhere where someone could find it.
Because my mum's a good sort. The Women's League ladies are okay. You knew they'd give it back.
No, I just told you. I had nothing to do with it.
252, negative.
Kate. Catherine. What's happening?
Well, she's free to go, Mr. Hughes, but we'll be continuing our inquiries.
I want you to drop all the charges. I don't want this sorry business to go any further.
Well, I'm very sorry, sir, but this is a police matter now.
My own daughter? Don't be so ridiculous.
No more ridiculous than accusing my son.
Your son? I can believe he's a Devlin after all.
Right,
No, Barney, not in here.
Come on, Catherine.
No, Dad, I'm going to go with Jamie.
Go where?
Anywhere away from you two. You crazy old fools.
Let's just stuff up your own lives with this stupid feud. Now you're going to try and stuff up our house.
Jamie.
No, Dad. It's not going to work this time, not until you and Mr. Hughes get it sorted.
Satisfied?
Oh, don't blame me. I tried to make the peace with you. You wouldn't have any of it.
No, because I know from bitter experience what a lying, two-faced bastard you are. Well, you got me once, but I'll be bucketed if I let you do it again.
I'm sorry.
McKinley, did you get onto your mother?
No, I tried a few times, but I think she might be at the hall.
Take a car and go and find her. We need to know who could have taken her keys and put them back without her knowing. I think everybody's just about had a gutful of this one.
That's 252, go ahead. 2 Bravo, November.
Are you all right?
Mr. Devlin! Mr. Devlin, are you all right?
Damn fool.
Go to the station and get them to call an ambulance, quick.
All right, Mr. Hughes, I think it's time you told us what this is all really about, don't you?
Mick Devlin did a year's jail back in the 70s. But I suspect you already know that.
The shearer's wages, yes, we know.
What you may not know is that I was involved as well. It doesn't matter why. Not after all these years. Let's just say I had some crazy idea about causing trouble for my father. The men were shearing for him at the time, you see.
So the finger was pointed at Mick.
The money was found in his belongings. They didn't know I was in it too, and he never let on. Like the good mate that he was.
And you let him take all the blame anyway, huh? What? For Marcy?
No. I just didn't have the guts to face up to what I'd done.
But you took the opportunity anyway, and when Mick was in jail, you won Marcy over.
Catherine was right. Marcy would have been better off with Mick.
OK, Zoe, thanks for that. Bye-bye. Is Mick all right? Yeah, well, he copped a fair whack to the head, but Zoe thinks that they can save his eyesight if they operate ASAP. He's blind? It's a detached retina, and that was in his good eye. Zoe reckons he's been blind in the other eye for years, and he never did anything about it.
Never did like doctors, a silly old fool. I suppose you'll have to charge him.
Yeah, I'm afraid we have no choice.
No.
Well, has anybody got any good news?
Well, yes, Dash has, of sort
Oh,
of.
I spoke to Mum, and she says she doesn't have a clue who could have stolen the keys.
No, that's not the good news.
No, the good news is I found another witness. Someone saw Mick's ute being driven out of the Imperial at 9 p.m. Guess who was behind the wheel?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Phil, there's no point in denying it. We know you stole the wool.
Mr Mason, a witness saw you driving Mr Devlin's ute last night.
So why'd you do it?
Money. Why else? That wool's supposed to be worth a packet. Used the old narrow gear so you blokes would think it was Mick. Everyone knows about Lionel and Mick. Should have been sweet.
And why dump it then?
Oh, to make it look like Kate did it? Is that right?
I didn't know she dumped me for Devlin. Not until I saw them together at the pub. That's why I told Lionel. Figured he'd put a stop to it pretty damn quick. Then last night, there they all were, like the best of friends.
So you thought punish them all by using the wool and make it look like Kate had a guilty conscience. So you took the key off Beth McKinley and you put it back in a bag before closing.
Old Bat never knew a thing about it.
We were afraid he'd call tonight off.
Dad said I had to play her out of his hospital bed and tan my hide or something.
Oh, how is he?
Yeah, he's okay under the circumstances.
You ready?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a duet. Catherine Hughes and Jamie Devlin.
Don't let me forget to tell you about the crochet group. Shh, Mum. We're going to raise funds. Give some new playground equipment for the primary school. Oh, good luck. Aren't you going to help?
I can't. I'm off sick leave. You're going to have to do it by yourself. I'm sorry.